Hello good people! This is FisherTwelve and we have another exciting video for you guys today. As always, and this video is gonna kind of be something a little new. It's story time. We've done story time on this channel before, but it's usually in the form of a bro talk, and there's usually a moral to the story or a lesson to be learned from the story. That is not the situation here. There is no lesson, no moral, no nothing to the story other than just, in my mind, an insane story, a sitcom-like story, like something straight out of a Seinfeld episode, and then just a demoralizing ending. So let me just give some background information. You guys may have seen me tweeting about the problems that I've been having in my ethics class for the past couple of days. In my ethics class, let me give a background on the ethics class. Basically, we just kind of explore ethical theories, so things like virtue ethics, ethics of care, utilitarianism. We just kind of explore ethical theories and situations that those apply to. In this ethics class, there is a cute girl, a really cute girl. But what I think is most cute about her is her personality. And this may sound wrong, but this is like the first girl who I have been like firstly and solely attracted to her personality. Like I'll be honest, I'm a little shallow. Like the first thing I look at a girl is her appearance. If she's attractive, I will then maybe want to talk to her. If she's not attractive, I probably won't give her the time of day. Judge me. But this girl, her personality was on point. It was on fleek. I mean, we would be in class, the professor would ask a question, be like, is this ethical or is this not ethical? I would have in my head if I thought it was ethical or not, and then she would instantly say something that was just so thought-provoking. It just changed my entire thinking process and made me think of things that I had never thought of before. Now I'm sounding really cheesy. Basically, I'm just like super attracted to this girl because of her personality and the things that she says in this class. And you guys will be proud of me. I made a move on this girl. I approached her at the end of class. I went up to her and I said, hey, ethics girl, I think you're a really interesting person. I want to get to know you better. Do you want to get coffee before class, our next class? And she said yes. We met at a time before class, we got coffee, then we went to class, and then after class she came up to me and asked me for my phone number. So I was shocked that she asked for my phone number, and then she immediately texted me after asking for my phone number so that I had her phone number. And then a couple days later after class, I texted her, hey, how's it going? No response, nothing. So I wasn't really sure what to think there. This was, of course, at the beginning of the semester. We're now at the end of the semester. Come the end of the semester, we get told that we have to do a final project and then we have to write a paper about some ethical topic. It can be our choice. We can pick whatever we want. And I pick Gamergate because I feel like that is something that is going to be easily relatable. It's going to be something that I can write a lot about. It'll be just an easy topic because I'm just pretty much involved with the scene that it is referring to. So I picked Gamergate, and then I found out that we had to give a presentation on the topic. And maybe to some that's not that big of a deal. Giving a presentation is not a big deal, but I didn't want to give a presentation on video games when there's this girl in this class that I'm still trying to kind of, you know, present myself in a very attractive light to. So I was very skeptical about presenting about Gamergate, and I was thinking the whole time, I was like, should I just change my topic? Should I just redo my project? No, that's stupid. I've already put forth so much work. Let me just stick with Gamergate and I'll just own it. It will just be fantastic. It'll just be a great presentation. It comes the day of presentations, or there's 2 days for presentations. There's Tuesday and there's Thursday. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's Thursday and then the Tuesday of next week, today. So, Thursday was the first presentation day, and I'm talking with my buddies. I'm like, you know what? When this girl goes up to present, let me think of something that I can say to her during her question period. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll put my hand up, not ask a question, and just say, hey, I didn't have a question. I just really liked your topic. Something very simple like that, but still, you know, kind of professional, but still a little flirtatious, you know. So I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. My friends, they affirmed me on the idea. They thought that was a great idea. We're all good to go. The person before her gets up. It's a guy. It's one of my friends. He gives his presentation, and he goes, are there any questions? And then no other than DJ Ansky. Yeah, DJ Ansky, the music provider to the FisherTwelve channel, link in the description. He puts his hand up and goes, I didn't have a question, I just really liked your topic. So now I'm thinking like, God, now I can't say that. Now it sounds like I just stole his line if I say it immediately to the next presenter, which is ethics girl. So she goes up to present, she gives her presentation, and I say nothing. I say nothing, she goes to sit back down. That's the end of it. Then a couple people later, the professor calls my name to come up to present. And I'm a little shocked at this because I am under the impression that I am presenting on Tuesday. I'm under the impression that I'm presenting today. I pause for a second after he calls my name. I go, me? And he's like, yeah, Matt Fisher. And I was like, I thought I was presenting on Thursday, or on Tuesday. And he goes, nope, I have you listed right here for Thursday, and then shows me how I was listed for Thursday. And now let me explain to you how this confusion happened, because this is very, very, very possible. Here, let me find a piece of paper. Okay, so, and we have a marker right here. So this is kind of how it happens. Okay, so this is how the sign-up sheet for presentations was set up. It said Thursday had some names, Tuesday had some names, and then had all these names here. I put my name like here, thinking that, okay, these are the people that are presenting Thursday, these are the people that are presenting Tuesday. But that's not how the paper was set up. The paper is not split up like this. The paper is split up like this. So it's these people that are presenting on Thursday and these people that are presenting on Tuesday. So when I signed up here, I signed up for Thursday. So it was embarrassing to have to like come up with some excuse like, oh, my presentation was on my computer at home. I thought I was presenting on Tuesday. I'm so sorry. And then after that, he just moved on to the next person. He actually made me feel pretty bad about that. He's like, well, I don't know if we'll have time for you to present on Tuesday because we have 15 other people that I need to present. And I was like, okay, whatever, professor. So he moves on to the next person, and I am just, like, embarrassed. Things could not be worse right now. You know, first, this guy takes my compliment, and then I don't have my presentation, so I just look like an unprepared student, which is just not the impression I want to give this girl, because she is clearly, like, an A+ student, and she probably may be looking for someone of similar stature, and me not having my presentation doesn't show that. So then, after everyone presents, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just wing my presentation. Maybe I should just put my hand up and say, Professor, I don't have my slides, but I'm very confident in my presentation and the topic that I'm covering, so why don't I just wing it? And I was like, you know what? That will be an excellent idea, because I bet I will impress her by showing her that I don't need a slide, I don't need to read off the PowerPoint presentation, I am just gonna drop it off the dome, so to speak. As he says to the class, he goes, is there anyone who's presenting on Tuesday that wants to present Thursday? And I go to put my hand up, and then someone on the other side of the class puts their hand up and goes, yeah, Professor, I'd like to present. Calls that student up to the front of the classroom. That student then says, who here has heard of Gamergate? And I lose it. I'm just like, oh, great, now this guy has my presentation. So even if I were to follow up with his, it would have been bad. So this was just like another strike on my board, and I was just like, of course he has to present about the same thing that I am. There's no way that I am going to wing my presentation. I am just going to save it for Tuesday. But that's not where the story ends. The story continues. He finishes his presentation, asks, does anyone have any questions? And then Ethics Girl puts her hand up and goes, I don't have a question, I just really liked the topic. And I was dead. I was dead. If I didn't have to talk to the professor and explain to him why I didn't have my presentation, I literally would have walked out of the classroom right there. I was done. My friends were laughing behind me because they understand the entire situation. They know what's going on. Like, people use the expression, oh, I just wanted to crawl up into a ball and die, or I just wanted to fall into a hole and die, or something like that. You have never experienced that feeling, or at least I have never experienced that feeling until that day. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Everything that could possibly have gone wrong went wrong, and it was just one right after the other, and there was just nothing I could do about the situation. It was awful, it was horrible, it was, I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words just thinking about it. But that's not where the story ends. The story gets even worse, I know, surprising as that sounds. After the class is over, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I can then present about Gamergate on Tuesday, because it will definitely seem like I am presenting about Gamergate only because this girl that knows I'm into her said that she liked the topic. There is just no way that I could come in on Tuesday and present about the same thing. So I'm thinking in my mind, I gotta change my presentation now. So I go up to the professor and I'm asking him if I can change my presentation, and he's like, oh no, you don't have to do that. It's perfectly okay if two people have the same topic. And I don't really know how to tell him why I desperately need to change my topic. But I end up telling him, I was just like, Professor, it's a personal issue. I just would feel better if I was presenting about a very unique topic. And finally he said, okay. So I redid my entire presentation, my entire paper, my entire topic for today, for Tuesday, to present it to the class. I was ready, dressed nice as you can see. I get to class, I'm sitting there, ready to present. Ethics Girl does not even show up. Not even there. Doesn't even know about any of this. I could have presented about Gamergate. It would have been totally fine. I didn't even need to redo my presentation. And I don't know. I literally don't know, and I just can't believe that all this has happened. This is the end of the story, by the way. That was the kicker, that she didn't even show for the presentation. But man, I was salty. I'm still salty that she wasn't there. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. So, guys, there's not really a moral to the story, but believe me, if you guys think that I don't have girl problems, I have girl problems. Believe me. I have them to the 10th degree. But that is unfortunately going to bring us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and maybe want to hear some more of these stories that don't necessarily have morals but are just like crazy experiences, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to fit some more into the upload schedule. But again, guys, that's going to be the video that I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, make sure to stalk me after hours on Twitter at FisherTwelve, same as the channel name, link down in the description, alongside a link to my live stream over at twitch.tv/FisherTwelve. That link will be in the description. What do I usually say? Where I live stream Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you enjoyed the video. And take care.